Hey, my dark and lovely souls. My name is Lenny Graves, and do I believe in giving the people what they want? Absolutely. Bread, circuses, for sure. But above all else, tarot card readers about that runner, about that person who disappeared out of your life, and you're kind of thinking about them. I did a reading like this last week. People liked it. It's a typical kind of tarot reading. I usually don't do them, but if people like them, I'm gonna keep on doing them. So there's somebody out there that you've been thinking about. This person has like ran out of your life, right? They kind of just like they disappeared. They're not talking to you. They kind of ghosted you. It's most likely somebody you love, but it could have just been a really close friend. But who are we kidding? This is a boyfriend girlfriend type situation. So what I'm going to do is use this mystical Rider Waite deck of tarot cards, shuffle neatly like so, and we're going to pull a few cards and find out what they're thinking about, where they're going. Are they coming back? Did they ever love you? What's going on? How that soap opera is going to unfold? Because like through the sands of the hourglass, so are the days of our lives, my dark and lovely souls, if you remember such things. Okay, here we go. The Fool. I'm going to pull 3 cards and make a little story here really quick. The Fool, 6 of Swords, Page of Pentacles. This wasn't really on you. This wasn't like they were leaving you. In fact, I think they were probably quite fond of you. This was like a calling. When the runner decided to run, I don't like that term. I think that's why I don't like doing these readings, but I'll try to think of something better. But runner we'll use for now. When they ran, right? It wasn't really out of resentment or they didn't love you anymore or really looking for anybody else. This was kind of like calling of the universe. They need to feel like they moved on. And there doesn't really so much moving on to you because we have the Fool representing them moving on from something different. I think it's maybe something to do with their business or the way they approach life with more material. They did not want the love scared them, right? And I know that's terribly cliche, but that's exactly what happened in this situation. Temperance and the Hierophant. I really feel that this person also felt like fate was involved in this somehow, like they didn't think they should be with you. Like maybe they were thinking that the choice for love wasn't the best choice, so they should put themselves out and do maybe a choice for money. Like pursue a career, or maybe somebody who was more worldly. They didn't choose really what they felt like maybe they should. And they transformed that energy with Temperance. This went against Spirit, but it kind of elevated them up and gave them what they wanted with the Nine of Cups and the King of Wands, my dark and lovely soul. Like I said, this person didn't leave you. This person left what they had perceived as a situation, and they've gone to one that they think is a better situation for them. And they do have perceived happiness, and they've had a little bit of a glow up. Do they miss you? Oh, they miss you all the time with the Two of Cups. That's a real strong card for that. Are they? What else do we have to do? The Knight of Wands. Let me pull one more. And then the Ace of Cups. This person still loves you. This person is just doing something else. I'll just tell you about that. That kind of sucks. That really kind of sucks because I'm not going to tell you they don't love you. They're just doing something else. And it's not like with somebody else. I don't get that situation. Is it somebody else at all? 7 of Swords. Okay, so my dark and lovely souls, when I read cards on the internet, it's an unusual experience for me sometimes because I read for a group of people. And sometimes the feedback that I get is amazing because my readings will resonate in different ways. Some folks, no, there's no other person. This person is literally like this. It's almost like they put up this barrier, but they just love you and they're thinking about you all the time. For other people, I do sense that they might be in a relationship, but it's one of like, this was a relationship that they took for like, is that right? Knight of Cups, that's kind of affirmative. I want to pull one more card on top of the Knight of Cups just to make sure that's, yeah, the Emperor. They took that relationship because it was worldly. It was a good idea for them. But their heart's still with you, and they have not moved on. So that can be either way. Like I said, I don't know how to explain to you with the energies, how it's, for some folks out there, it's going to resonate more is that this person is literally just alone and they're just absolutely in love with you. That's that 7 of Swords. The other part is this person is not alone, but they're still, I love, I'm a Bon Jovi fan, my dark and lovely souls, if you can tell that, glam rock. The song Bed of Roses by Bon Jovi, it's Tonight I Won't Be Alone, but it doesn't mean I'm not lonely. It's that. That person is somewhere, but they chose for, like, it's Lionized by the Eagles. You know, the lady, she chose money. So the love's still there. This person may not be with you, but they love you because they felt that they needed to be pulled in a certain direction that really didn't have so much to do with you. which kind of sucks, to be completely honest with you, my dark and lovely souls. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat that, because what am I supposed to tell you on that one is that it's not so much they just didn't love you, it's just they felt compelled to do something else. And like, then that kind of makes us stay up at night. Like, how long is that love? Is that a love that's worth it to you? Like, would you do that to that person? You know, you got to make that decision, and think about that. There are 4 of Pentacles here. I'm going to pull one more card, and Judgment. They're going to come back to you. Hey, everything, it's a circle, right? This is how this works when people come back to you, my dark and lovely souls. And I know this as a tarot card reader, as a psychic, as whatever else I am, and as also somebody who's been walking around this planet for about half a century, is that when people come back in your life, though it's not when you expect them to. It's usually, as I'm choking to death, the spirits, usually it's like 6 months down the road when you've just completely given up, and all of a sudden, boom, so-and-so has messaged you. You're like, oh. It never seems to happen like in the time frame that we want. And I think I'll get that. Is this person that you've been worried about, this person who is not talking and stuff like that, they're absolutely going to talk to you again. They love you. They cannot help it. That's like asking the sun not to come up. But where are you going to be? Are you still going to be loving them? Absolutely, with the sun. So I don't know. Maybe it's just fate that you guys have some kind of like, you know, I like torrid romances and bad romances and stuff like that. They make better books. They really do. Who wants a boring relationship? Even the Little House on the Prairie folks. You know what? They didn't have any problems. I was kind of sad about Little House on the Prairie. They never had like gunfighters or Indians or anything on that show. It was just like the butter shipment didn't come in. That's another story, my dark and lovely souls. But this person, you're going to be happy when they call you or when they message you that because you're just fond of them. Will it work out in the end? Yeah, Page of Cups probably. So what I'm going to advise you to do, my dark and lovely souls, is I've used this analogy before, and I try to tell this people in my personal readings and stuff like that. This is kind of how love works. And sometimes some of the worst love stories are the best love stories. And it's hard to live what we see in movies. If you've ever seen a good romantic comedy, or even just a sad love story, or one that has a happy ending or something like that, a lot of times you will see where the two people go their separate ways. And then you'll see that little black screen. It'll go like 6 months later. Or it'll be implied that a year's passed or something like that. And then they run into each other and you know that they're going to live happily ever after. Isn't that lovely? Well, heck yeah, it is. It's like the Rocky training montage. And yes, it's April, so we'll have Rocky references all the time. Again, my dark and lovely souls. It's fun to watch as a quick musical, but it's not fun to live, right? That 6 months of being apart, that 12 months of not knowing where that person is. Do they care about you? Were you ever worth it to them? What are they doing? Who are they with? Oh, it's horrid, right? But then it gets to that point, and you might be saying to yourself right now, because I would be saying the same thing, I won't be talking to him. I don't think that's the case. I think there's still something there. So this person that you've been wondering about, this person who's disappeared out of your life that made me draw just this many cards, it's a whole little mini side deck there. Yeah, they love you. They didn't really leave you because they didn't love you. They left you either because, like again, my dark and lovely souls, I don't know how to explain this right, but I get different waves of probability because there's a lot of you guys out there. Some was for money. Some was for an inner calling. Some was for they were afraid, family, so many different reasons. But they left. But as Jimmy Buffett said, though I ran them away, they come back one day. And they're going to come back one day. They really are, especially this person. They have strong feelings for you. But you can't sit on your hands and wait for them. You got to live your life, my dark and lovely soul, because you don't want to sit and wait for somebody for a year. It's not fun. Trust me, I know better than anybody. Live your life, but keep in the back of your head that person that you care about that you thought disappeared. They're still thinking about you tonight too, and they'll come back in your life when you least expect it, my dark and lovely soul. My name is Lenny Graves, and you can find me at the Lenny Graves on TikTok and YouTube. And you can find me at Dysfunctional Enlightenment on Facebook and Instagram. I'd appreciate it if you'd like to subscribe. That helps me so much. And if you like the way I read cards, and I hope you do, you can get a personal reading at thelennygraves.com. Except no substitutes. I do not solicit readings in messages or in comments. That's the only way to get a reading from me. I'm going to go like this. You guys are amazing. Go be amazing tonight. And don't worry about that other person. Just go be your amazing self. Go ice skating or whatever it is that mortals do.